any Odonfo ya adoma china assemblyman abato no ye beto so na abato commission mpemfo akasa e de afa abato no
na wonuma ye dinkin ato won so aba no ya wedding kunim wo kire se kapa wonu boy ansa na wonum so enya kunim de busia emu nsem wo ase no ma ye bebe de amamo
ya tesa desia wa chiman kase ya wati wa east abato mpesa so wa pamantamo akantama densi awiabo agusu se china assemblyman abato no ayeto so no enya de a wo mbeto
kene no panyi pa ya no de takra wo jemede madom kuma no mrahye bedwam ye ramu ntaka enso ede nsem ato abato bedwane ne mu anwumre ye beda ne nyina chidi amamo
mampani na nadu danko akufo de gina ne tumi amamra constitution de amano so ema power no mo ba miensa sesemra so dwafo gi wo mutumu a omo enkoye adwuma wo my Ghana ye court bata ne mo na namra so dwafo na hyase a saru no mo miensan wo mo ayi wo ho adwuma na kwakosise ni
asem de bia ba beto o man mu ne nyina ne se empuntuo akoso ama enema ekoye nam so nte no Sompa kase na anwumre aban kontabufo panyi ye ne emu baako ebebo nkomo
na National Association of Graduate Teachers for so ababonten ebusa aban se se wasi exams na nkoda ne kokotwere no wo matwa me ebo wo mabaso a omubusa se na TVET for de no so no ekosi se ya besine wo mfa ho nsem metu dwai
na Director General Edinburgh National Sports Authority ye kase ya no yewura Professor Twimesi wakofa forms a wose oba bepre na hyebedwa akonwa ne bi won potemu bi
abzanfo weni afoforo pinu an yakeke se ne se kase a bia wo bia na nwumre ye ba ne de aba besomo asedan koma 3A Herbal Center omode 3A co capsules abedwa so ya koku ehyiase mizone 5G no so yegususo aye no no a eja ye wedding ye party na emafie ene bia ewu bia aye de na 21st clinic so no eba na sciatica yetutu ase na ya hyiase e de afri ne padua ne mo na express group so na busuya ye de tukwan tentententententem ye de ne honam se express ntentem ye de tukwa akoma bia opesa wokoso so na FTA fund so ye kire wadwuma ne ama wonsa no nwuma obedidi ho afebo ye kire wonyina so no ne ye sa so ma odwetira wo de bekwa akosua adwuma no a ya kire no wei eye FTA fund for ho asem na ye ka e de kire wo na busuafo wo mo na ebo ye chidom aboya donti ama ye vemu a ba bia wo bia na nwumre ye bana ya ba besomo medine na ya abo amali bia boga nwumre mene
ohine ire ma me akua ye boa esiama
wadwenche no nsusu obetimi de aba bekan wa bra wo kan we social media platforms awodo no nyina so ko Facebook wa ha Sompa 93.1 FM na YouTube Sompa TV Ghana bisanfo yenye brena fe nsam no mobrodo ntwo yenkotutu na asrani abasamfo mamo ye de mo hyase ye de afri abato komesa na tena ye mama no tuase na no brada na ye hyase o my Ghana fa na nyina ne adwo me mpran koso ye megele koto santene wan dogodogo lai se ye kwa koto aba kwa ko yi assembly man ene ye unit committee for na chesem ya na meka masem se small honorables no ye koni akwa koto aba kwa ko yi wonum ade a chemi ye kwa koto santene akwa koto aba na wiase na ye se tuetuem sa berewa bi enum no ne se tuetuem sa makoma kutitiru ne adehye a e wa santemantam e wo apuamantam ene mfimfiri mantam fa bi de na ye sa baro no mutu bia enye yi e mamanfo kokoko soro pa e be bi kura na chesensem a o mo keka de kira abato komesa de mpedimfo na che kuri na o mo de krata betu dwase so don for ya dom na entusia o ma ye ne niam o mo edi egu akwam ekose ne o mu sipe no a o don for ya dom a ekire ya wo ya eye December bosom no de toso aduonu ba ko 21st December o mo ede ofa toso bienu na chesem yam ya wo do no a o mo ntima nto ma ba no o mo ebeto o mo de o don for ya dom a ekire ya wo na eno na ba say no Sompa FM nsem 24 pence bedu kataro mrantie abuzafo mo no tuasem de a na mo de asem na asem ne ba sa no a ye fifim edudwemu ba mu yehwemu a ekokosi asiansa na gya no pipripi ye de be boso bia ye de akwakọ boso bia no na gya ye yes ye mo pri abato komesa ne mpanimfo ne enkobi so wo se ekira de no a ye kwakoto asoso no enkwa na no brada ni bie no a asekotuetuemu mako no na eno nti Dr. Bosman Asare ye panimpa be de ye kira o hye abato ho nsensem wo abato komesa no wo matera ye o kire mu se ntoto ye bia also mu ye bia no wo ma aye wia odonfo ya dom akira ebe ko boko na kwa sumdwe na kosene ubia esi epeno Dr. Bosman Asare.
I think we've heard several people trying to criticize what transpired yesterday. You know, running elections, especially at the district level elections, is so different. It's more complex. The features are so different from that of the presidential and the parliamentary. You know, with this election, what happens is that you are doing the elections in each electoral area. So you take a place, a particular district, for example, you can have different elections in about 33 areas for the unit committee as well as another 33 for the assembly. So this is a very, very different one. The commission was strongly of the view that everything must be held on the 19th, but we had some last-minute technical challenges. As a result of that, the ballot papers delayed in some of these areas. So you look at of the 16 regions, we're able to send the ballot papers to all the districts, all the electoral areas in 14 of them. In Ashanti region, where we have almost 1,087 electoral areas, we're able to have ballot papers for both the unit and the assembly in almost about 806 of the electoral areas. In the eastern region, although we were able to get the ballot papers for almost 20 of the regions, some of the regions we had some delays. So the thinking of the commission was that in order to have a level playing field, why don't we postpone it?
Fonti way a penny pabedi share Ghana abato once and some so abato commissioner tanaye Dr. Bosman Asare and ye tenin kanano church in Simo and to come yami a bit santamante moi and me mantiman to a benginano or don't for yaduma a china ombeka kotunsha yes so and a santasin and potamo quada swabaton persuasion yamia or mantiman to omaba a chimampu nyan and an important just a baby bia mantiman to maba a nano brother no don't for Admachna, Mobeko Koto, and a dish yes, so a well per mantemono, Mosso Montime Antono, don't for ya domoa, a Chinamunina, sending a tuno no pardon so, Educosia Numero Numno, Sape Penny Bisiaco, Ghana, and Yamia Hodo Mantimanto Mabano.
Ebusia for the swagina mo e assembly member for one so abato ho ensemo na nrada wabrana abato no kwawie ne nkunimdi akode amabinom eno enenam so ntino won momudi nkunim ne bia babonten ene sompa kasefo abonkomo kire se ekunim na ba ye no manfa ne trasa wo ni nyina ne se sika pa won mo hwieguo ene ekapa won mo bonsa na nkunim ne ba no enye asemke 20 no wode wani kire mo ewo ekropon abato bia ya penyi pa ye nei wai ni se small nabo ede ma de hye ye hon monyafo kofinti kire se wo foyera John Dramani Mahama na asemu a wo kasa wo sempanyifo hwe na ban bi oba betena dwane so no na assembly members no enwanam kakra na se bia bosom yaketua kakra wotimi ede ma wono fi se kapa de ya wonom etimi ebobie nkonkotie ne nsem ne bimra
nyina nim se assembly ma impia kaye oso ane ekosom oman no na mpepi so no ewo timamfo bi mu adwene se bia wo kohoroma ye kofa sikatwitwindie bi anazika kasi bi edi amount ma me ko se timpo a ubusada da fo na 100 cedis per quarter nanso so enipa okoto abama wa etumi ka to se wa amam bi a mento abanya de enma we na me set timamfo nyina se saade na wo no nyina yenkamu na yenyifi wo mpepi no ebia na onipa no be pa so bitima bibi agbo no esa nipa no nam se mamtakana nkoto abama ntino ni ensa anka nipa no bitima agbo akadi ma me bo bi pa na ntimi fa kana entu jasisi emu mabem akropon kro de makoma so se esese mitimi bibi bo akro no manchini ma eba no ebehu nti eno ebu ma abam je edama koma so a esese me yebua na akropon kro no anim na tankunya anya ansofo a wo akropon kro ti pege bia no meye na semina papa na kano me na ya adwene enye wono nko se aban bia ne nsabeka akunya no se wo so asame ma fo so asan kakra abeboa ama sebe ma fo no titi ni nua no mo nko kitiro no ma se de omuni adwumaye no omotumi nye bi so aboa omukuru ama ko ne tima pega
Krokrache ya wono watu abe yino ye kropon abato bia ye wogina mu edema de hye wo no monyafo kofinti ebusiana no disem ene kokotie ye no
yeguso adem wo assemblyman abato ya hona odo ani kire achimankase ye wo etiwa east abato mpesua so ewo poema ntemu anananom ene adehye wo kuro no makantama dense awiabo aguso akotafre wo no mabatwe sempedimfo twom mu tan ne betem koye pekora no anyade a abanom beto no domfo yadoma ekina no a omo ede akwa akwese no monsemu a wono mo ekanyina eyese chese krono bibi bia was a croninya Emma Wodoma Setna womo abraba womo bo eye nika wie peyo Emma Wodum na bo mo te se ne aba bo acheche de womo mra soja fo mpotem wono e wo DC wo mpotem wono a womo su a empenfo so twitwi womo ne se penimbo ne bia wo from abono wo VIP bus mo a womo mpemu ampo ene mpese bi womo ba bese bibi de akere wo no mo anu nti da ma womo kantama dense awi abo agusu a wono makota freta from womo betwe se odon fo ya adoma chena abananya de a womo ebeto no na ohina o watchman kase berima ansa sasekru a otoso eyembienu ene nsemtwefo di nkomo a o cheche nsemu se de kire yen
in the berima sasekru sama otoso o professor no professor say yes ya but one year to say we talk about the presidency our man we to wetu aba wonye butu ya na wetu aba number we think I know Africa about we so wetu aba at the end of the day what we just say papa be pay full crew na wonya na sa na oda wetu aba sabi na tu kwa pe nye bi I come on na ya bi na abro fo say no mo mo de ye nko to pa apato de wetu aba bo wa mo wa pe jai say we da hi na yaka ye ni Samantha free ene ma po abo ni ensa kese mi ensa na asabe ma ba ko enu ti ni ese ye nto aba na se Samantha mo fo mo to se anka se da fo figa wo se mai ye kwa ye fense ya same ma ya konwa pe na o tu na ma sho mo nta ka ko ye se
Abziafo nti weye aye berima ansa sasraku a wayohene popropo wo achim ankase ena yete ne nkense oni kuro no nye kuro ketwa enye kuro wa awose ye kan kuro akese be miensa bom ye koyi asambere man bako na asambere man no so wo ba ye no agya small no abo impuntu onyina wode kwa asama tamfo won wode ko ena wetwa wo no madwa enti se wode ko no mode a won koi na ade hye wa asama tamfo ne mpotemo ento aba emfa ema no na no na adehye ne bia wo mo ewon potamo no so no e de kakra eso so sei
we unit committee chairman na tampran committee chairman e wan kase we jama youth ni na adko ayese yento asamama aba wo hwe te say asamai tamfo ankase mampon sa ku akase mi se we ni kita asamama aba ko e be na mputuduma itimi akoso ankase krum wo hwe asamai tamfo ko ontimi nye adwuma na ankato wasa ba ankase abeka ho eno ne ye gina say yan kase pe asamama ndi so ma ma asamama ya anya de beto aba wo hwe recently ye road omuye omaye emosia so emo so asamai tamfo sa ku na mabosu na obi awo na asamama omotwem akosu no akwabumpe omakodra se sa ku na mabosu na wo asamama ba wo be hwa ankase be hwa mampo a yeah because of mampo ankase asamai tamfo kita asamama ba fu 20 na gas for any assignment na man for any assignment mun ko na sa ko mi nu aka gu o because of assignment for ekita assignment ya ya omukwan na sa gas ya anya kwan ya anya ama assignment na se be jan ya toba because
and to do ma sem nyina sese ya mpa sambere man small no boni bia mfa mra desia e wanch maka se no mokokọ ne se chenchena ye ka omo ne mamponye e kumase ene asantema ntemu mampon wo mo mampon no so ho ene asamata mfo dia bom nkura kese mi ensasa no a ene aba no to no mo nto nkosi se ye beyi omo anka so ma sambere man e dia ma wurum no odon fo ya do machina empanimfo na nto mo aba
Ebusiafo afe yenkwa Ghana Statistical Service wonom eye enkontabuo adwumakuo ya won mo menmo na wonom edwumaso bi ede ehun susuaso abato abonten ni nyina no eye ensem de kire se nwuma ahodo ye no wo menmo no ene efem go ho ede anase efem agudi adwade ho nsem ene fidi dwuma ahodo maso nyina no wonom ebu ho konta a kire se mpajamu aba ye no eye atadwefo wo maga na de hye yate denne na eno aka ho ntie ne dai empanyifo no ene nsentrefo ehia ye won krapomponi mantemo wa bra na wonom ede ensem atudwa no aban enkontabu ni panyi Professor Samuel Kwabena enim wone ensentrefo bonkomo eba obubu mu nkakra toto ede ma yensei.
Between the third quarter 2022 and the third quarter 2023, the economy grew by 2.0% year-on-year quarterly GDP third quarter 2022 compared to third quarter 2023. This growth rate of 2.0% signifies a 0.7 percentage point drop as the economy grew by 2.7% between the third quarter 2021 and the third quarter 2022. From a non-oil perspective, the economy grew by 2.1% in the third quarter 2023. This growth rate of 2.1% is a 1.2 percentage point drop compared to the growth rate of 3.3% between the third quarter of 2021 and the third quarter of 2023. From a sectoral point of view, we continue to see the dominance of the services sector. The services sector commanded 42.1% of the basic prices GDP oil perspective in the third quarter 2023. This was followed by the industry sector commanding 33.0% of the total oil GDP at basic prices, and agriculture 24.9% for the third quarter of 2023. From a sectoral point of view, we saw respective growth rates in the agricultural and services sector growing by 5.9 and 5.5% in the third quarter of 2023, and the industry sector.
I was seeing the party Professor Samuel Corbina and name one no and a bank on table for Pena, said the Ensembesi Koye, a war in Pejamua, Abba, a war on my Ghana, Yesika Semni, a Dredium Semno, one at the Etsujano. A fair young Koya Chica Crana and Assembly members for one of Sabaton Mokakra. Now said the engineer was show a peja, yeah, and my mentame who was sent so a buy a Namsunteno. Assembly members are one of a pre Jano, and I said Nipekoya, one of my pre Jano, a binum air sooner, one more air Casa. One more boka, and Nianeya, one of me, yes, and say of Lupaya Fansha Benteno, why ye Niane boka, now so ne Koviacheno, not just say a batwa bedjan, one of Niama Bakum Yanubi, ya Ankoyent, and Nam Swama, one more batwa Nantimia Kosono, Ebusia Akahobi, ye Rajon Draman Mahama, what the Futu Aqua Ediama abatwa bedjano, sa one Shansha, one Niama Sabaya 2024, no, yes, Uncle Husaniama Wese Mubiem, Nane Diano Ansu, and Ned Dia Walker Sacrano, Eya Cane Penny Paya, no. Takra wo gem edema dom kuma no brekwana wo de wani chemu asanwa se abato mpeso yeso a wono na gina mu sem na hyebedwane woni monyamfo mu ntaka Mohammed wono enede nsem bi eto yisi nanim sa da Roma ma mi jemensa adukwe won hwanhyehye ne ma ye na fimpi mienu ne aduonu na abato no enye nkwada asem enye fede agro na wonfa we say hawa ebaye no so no won toto ne ma ye no won collect nya sa nasa watena se na fimpi mienu ene aduonu na abato ne duru ho no obeye kokoasa se ya ade a enya ade a ebeso ani wode nsem wanyina todwa e wo mra hyebedwa ne dei wa bra na wonum esika budget a wonum hia se be obetimi dia toto ne ma e wo abato ne ho no wonum gyetumu a na wo kye se wo mo hwe na asoye ye hwe sikasem so fama wonum tem na bibia so entimi nkoso na yewura mu ntaka wada nsem we se nyina di e de treye.
Yesterday, we all witnessed the Judicial Assembly election, and the lack of indelible ink and some of the chaos that it almost created in some of the polling stations is something that all of us should be concerned with. We all know that interest levels at the Judicial Assembly election are not as much as when the main election comes. So, Mr. Speaker, intermittently, you get the device going off and on, and yet, like Tukada said, some they have to do manual, and towards the tail end, when they even wanted to verify how many people has the machine recorded, so the devices could not do it because it went off. And the Speaker, because of the lack of indelible ink, you have people who had not voted being challenged that, oh, I saw you voted already. And now it has to be a banter as to whether a person has voted or not voted. This is Judicial Assembly election. And as the saying goes, coming events cast its shadow. If we take this to the main election, the Speaker, we may end up with a situation that we will not be able to manage. And I think that this House should call the Electoral Commission to order to know that these practices that have happened for several years is not for fun. The Speaker, the other thing that I would just want to emphasize is the 6.2, which is the wrongful placement of voters after the registration exercise. The Speaker, I think that this House has been vindicated, even though we don't seem to be making a lot of noise about it. Before, when they brought the CR and we insisted that it was not going to be in the best interest of this country. After the just ended military registration some few months ago, it clearly shows that those who came forward to register without Ghana card were in real substantial numbers.
Ebusia nipa yete ne nkan ayo asanwa semra shebedwane onmonyam for Muntaka Mubarak ena yekọ ekotie ne de na chi ena wode wani chema obanda bato ampesua so a ye no so ewobro mantem onmonyam for Ahmed Ibrahim wono so ye mra shebedwane e de ma adehye wo ho wode kakra eto aso se ne no sika ya wono matwade ama abato obedwa ya wode etoto ne ma free sabre ya kwapem se afia ewo ye nim no awie ye no 786 million 934,764 Ghana cedis no watch us so ye hwesika Samson won hwe na animu ya wontimi efasika no ma wo musebe ya ede ma bekọ ye dia ma abato komisa no na otimi atoto won niema ama abato no nsem so no etimi agina kwantempon so.
Her budget was cut and she was giving only 1,053 million Ghana cedis. She said it was not enough. The Minister for Finance didn't listen to her. She was giving 1,053 million Ghana cedis. The Speaker, after organizing the elections, it was a problem about how to pay the election officials their allowances and how to pay for the cost that was left. She had to fall back on the majority leader and the special budget committee to make a special case for her after the organization of the election before the Minister for Finance had to find 271 million Ghana cedis to be given to her to go and pay these costs. After radio stations, TV stations, the academia and civil society has lambasted the electoral committee. You've organized elections and you are not able to pay the officials. So, Speaker, we are going to another election in 2024. And I'm saying, and I'm quoting, and I'm giving the picture and the frustration of our chairperson of the electoral committee in terms of her penalty. But what is the essence of independence of a constitutional body if the power that is holding the purse is not releasing it? How independent can you be?
Banda abato ampesia somra shebedwane odmonya for Ahmed Ibrahim and I watch said and say mami James Dukwe na chese complain kwa sika wose de ma no bo woni de sopia ma na de sopia ma na basa yeto ababi wie krampa won mo ko gina ye hwe nhye yeso no na wonya sika entua wonum ka basa na radio for ya somo na nkofo ahodo ka bia nsa na bia mpanyifo ayente no we de won hwe no ma enema enkwa wano entimi fama abato bedwa no
abzanfo de mo free mrase gefiem ene assemblyman abato no so na ye de ma komampani na nado danko akufo ado atena ye na mampani a ye de mo ekọ na atena ye no ogira ne tumi a amamra constitution ni amamra ne nchi amana de amano so power no mo ba miensa se Ghana mrase gefo no edoso wonu mu a na se fini kika wa bia ni wo mo ho a ene omo enye omo miensa ntum no mo enkoye adwuma wo my Ghana ye court batai ne mo eye Supreme Court ne rad mo miensa mampani na nado danko akufo ado bo mo den se Ghana mrase gefo no doso wonu na se fini kika wa bia ni wo mo ho a omo koye adwuma wo my Ghana ye court batai no ne na odikan eye Justice Henry Anthony Kofi ni otoso mienu Justice Yao Ado Yao da kwasare Yao da kwasare and Justice Richard J Frimpong Sarah no me and say and I'm penning and other than Koku for the bomb day, Samra Swaja for and Shay. Say ja, be beer no mono muso sabroba, or monyo muntu no monkoye jumamra, Ghana, your court batai no. Na and I'm Raswaja for your moon jumane, and you ran mommy and setting in Raswaja for your moon juma, Busibisa woman some, or my bra ball, or more guess yes say, or yes say, or my yes say, as a busib sending in the background now call law school, Oko no way Kumasia Nasan crying, Mokola. Na seketia ngi no mbusebisa ngi na fine na Justice Kofi eno di kan koye ma mpedimfo etoto na no na ne nsemu a wode eto mpedimfo anim kakra enie.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I actually did not chair the committees. I was a member, and let me put that on record. The Judiciary, I think the 2016, 2017, 2017 should not, just by looking at the years, give an impression that the Judiciary is full of miscreants who are just up to cause mischief. No. A lot of the 2 or 3 of these cases that we handled, as I said earlier, had to do with the expose of Anas. That is why they all happen around the same time. It does not reflect on the nature of judges that we have. But when an allegation, a petition is filed against a judge, certainly it has to be investigated, depending upon the level of the judge, where in the hierarchy the judge is. These judges who were affected by this Article 146 impeachment were superior court judges. And that is why the committees, various committees had to be set up. But it is not a sign that the judges are bad. In fact, judges are very, for want of a better word, very good and hard-working.
I was on to way Justice Henry Anthony Kofia, Mampenina and Adu Danko do Aboni Day, so on Koyajuma, or my Ghana, a court about Tynamo, and a Nemra Suja for no more than Wojumano. Na Ansua, Justice Richard, J. From Ponso, so, and then one also so called New Ranumanim, a Momoto Tuna, no Busibusan, and Samoa, no Sosuna Nuya, we ye edifa Katashe, Jim D. Kankane Proya, I say, Eya Doria Judge for Noa, Eya Gujumano, one also so Ekasadefa Honsi.
In terms of bar bench relationship, there's a limit to which a judge can go. But then once a lawyer is before a judge, as you rightly said, the lawyer is under the control of the judge. And I think the way to go is to be firm. I remember when I was sitting in the circuit court KMA, I looked at the caseload and told myself that looking at this caseload, if I decide to sit at 9 a.m., I may not be able to do much. And therefore, I will start sitting at between 8 and 8:30 and see what will happen. When I started sitting at 8:30, I sit and the lawyers will be appearing. So I told myself that if you take a positive step, you get the lawyers to follow through. So I think it's all about the judge being fair and firm.
I was on to way associate Justice Richard J. From Pon, and no so church in the demon say, Utemo for what's the jam, now a lawyer for the Asama Babe Dan, no, a yanam pimpi no, when a lawyer for no montam to say, or Moncomo de Chaka, a domontam yanet to say near a Yahunane, Pone no mu popo money, a digua lawyer for no swana, and an Uyano el honomo, or no years so no, Nenia a justice a dacon, Asare so echoya, and penny for a 2 woman. Any other crime, some you are majumaning na, or my Edebeka Cotum as we are phoning in anim, Nesomba Joma Tumwa, or my Ajoma Tum, and many you could bring any Viennes or Makako Somajumasia, or Mako, Aquaco Majuma, or my Ghana court about time, Supreme Court.
Now, Penny Paya won no Eda National Sports Authority and no Professor Peter Chumesi. Yaka say ya no wakwako funny forms is a beya would when each remo ewa ahafuano southwest about 1 peso ya no was and Semantasenum na. Wabejina Musem na Shebegani na wapre akonyano ewa MPP amanyukono edimo. Ebusia ene wakodru wono enyo no kwa na kwa yesanso odehye kwa nante ene amanyuko ni mampanyifo ni bi eja no kwan ya no na eye enika eye for funny forms kama nenu achi no wade boshen sembi eteche yesi adwumo wene da yete edifri ni rano
Dominia senior party party FFF party Luede party Asunji Mpuntio ene party no so party Safranila se maybe omo pepa some party da name e 1982 constitution na persuasion constituencies no on be there nim as a parliamentary candidates party na be kwai in the 20th December say with my party be sitting MPP our MPP ni bia na for form na form baba CC ko fili wi no de kika ka ho wi baba be so meeting petition aba ballot paper so na 27 January on so baba to so aba ne yi na Professor Chumesi a me me gina ha no pay me suna me party papa na me aso me pomi na me party no so aso na se akodru se ya ko bi obeje anima ese obisi anko a akodwane na se fata se yeso me ba na me beji form bi na me dimiti ma party
Omem Hasenu penny for ye no one more a share go can see ho ensem so penny paya one no tria woman no or ben for Peter Chumesi and I call equity no na ne de na chi no and na about 1 person so for one PP amanyo ko ni dimutitire ni de ma wonom ye bra ye kofi a champon one also for sa akwanya no so e de afutu nsem bi e de ma wonom anei akwanya ba wonom epike forms e won potem ho no
forms ni anopai makoji ama ko eno mumai enu era msi da bi yinsia ye medo me ni abuo yinsia omuma misia ndimeka ya omama misia se ya meji ana masade ko ene ye chere se obi be ba na wanya bi na ane ba ko ambasa meka se ye executive se ba yi yes se nipa 200 kura na muso mbejina ye be ma wo obia akwanya ye ko to aba no me to ba ko patu to ba obia to ba ti de dodo no e be ti makro na ye nyina ya kanti na ya kandama na o gaso obi nsi fo mo a na ba antere mo ase no go independent sembebre ba okwe election no lose dia kakra bi no ko election lose I want to say nti hade e be free and fair
Ebusiani Payati Ninken would when it remo ewa for no southwest about 1 person so santemanta maseno mo a MPP amanyo ko ni fire no ewo ho no wono ene yetitine ni etua wono ma no chairman Kofi e champon ene ni din
abzan for ye to aso ye gusu a dem MPP amanyo ko na tena ye se ne ye mo nsem de da no enne December bosome de to so aduo no ene MPP amanyo ko na bi nkrata mu ato wono mo se era no mo peso mo DMP ewo MPP amanyo ko ni di mo ewo mpesua hodo a eye MPP amanyo ko no mra sbigafo na ewo ho no no wo mo enkofa nkrata ma ne de ese woni nsese ye ka kire wo sani edoma gitwi akwakose sankrata no enye asamketua na odo ani cha afo no south east abaton pesua so a opani ba akwa efre ne se Dr. Emmanuel Osei Boatin ya oye pani kwanchefo eda OB Foundation ano ene ono so ekwa MPP amanyuko na tena ya ewo eya afo no south east abaton pesua so akwa tabiri nkrata se etwa ni esi ayenefo a ewo MPP amanyuko no mu afo no south east abaton pesua so enya ne mu gidie no momfa tumi ma no na onkosi wo manam o mrase gefiem no nkoprim puntu ene yeyo emfa emra de hye ne se ne ye to aba ehwese ye benya mpuntu ye benya asomdwie ye benya nkanko ene ne papa de afiri wo no wo so mo bose so mo de aba ne ma no a mo abato no mbekọ akoto no eso ebeba mfa so e de ama wunum Dr. Emmanuel Osei Boatin emra fa ne nkrata wieye na eja supportesi de nyum ene wo sebo ejine tata ne nkomo kakra wana nsamtwefo boy ene
from 2019 the who same person is so me mind started say me 2 and among said the outcome meet me bia